Pre-algebra B, we're up to Unit 3. This is the practice test. We've got 19 questions today. And first I got to get my little handy pen going. My computer's been a little finicky. There we go. And it's a Monday where I am, so I want to choose a nice Monday color. I think this kind of purple color is the color I want. And I want a pen, not a highlighter. All right, but before we start, this is a little different format. Couple things, you guys got to have a formula sheet for this one. And one is if I take vertices plus faces, vertices plus faces will equal edges plus 2. That's a formula you guys should have written down somewhere for when you take this test. Vertices plus faces equals edges plus 2. You should also know for a cone, that the surface area equals pi times r, pi r times the length of the cone, length plus, then we need the round part of the cone, pi r squared. That's the surface area of the circle of the cone, the base, and this is the cone part. So, and then we have volume of a cone. Volume of a cone. And here it's going to be 1/3. If you're filling that cone up, it's going to be 1/3 pi r squared height times the height of the cone. So 1/3 pi r squared times the height. That's the volume. So that's what you need to know about cones. For spheres, circles, balls, sphere, like a kickball or something, sphere. Surface area will equal, you guys need to write this stuff down unless you already know it. I don't memorize it. 4 pi r squared. You need to know the surface area of a ball. Use this formula, 4 pi r squared. Volume, will this be? It's the same thing with the 4 pi r, pi r, but now it's cubed, but it's divided by 3. That's the 1/3 part. So it's 4/3 times pi r cubed. All right, so then we got cone, sphere. What else? We have triangles, right? I can squeeze, or cylinders. Triangles are easy. Or square pyramid. Let's do a square pyramid. My pen died when I hit that. So a square pyramid. Pyramid. Alright, I spelled it. Now, square pyramid, what we're doing, surface area first. So surface area is going to be, it's going to be the area of the pyramid part, which will be 2 times the length. That's the length. That's length. 2 times length times slant height. I'll call it LS. 2 times length times slant height, then plus the area of the base. The area of the base is this length squared. Let me do that so you don't think it's an I. So this is length, this is slant height. I know it's really hard to tell, but that's the surface area for a square pyramid. You guys, make sure you write it out if you can't read my writing. The volume of a square pyramid is 1/3 the base. That's this part over here. That's the base, side times side, times the height. That's from the center of the pyramid to the top. That's how you get the volume. So volume's easy. This is length. This is slant height. Okay. So what else do we need? Oh, cylinder. We need to know cylinder. Like a can. Cylinder. So surface area for a cylinder. Well, it's the surface area of the top and bottom. And there's a top and a bottom like on a can. So there's two of them, a top and a bottom. And it's a circle. Top and bottom are circles. So it's this the area of a circle. Pi r squared. But then we need the body part. And that's just going to be the circumference times the height. And circumference equals diameter times pi, or two radiuses times pi, or 2 pi r times the height. So there you go. 2 pi r times height plus 2 times pi r squared, because there's a top and bottom. And then last up, volume of a cylinder. Hopefully this is still on your screen. It's pretty easy. It's this, the surface area of the bottom times the height. Pi r squared, surface area of the bottom times the height. So there you have it. All the formulas you need. You guys should know, well, you should know, let's see here. See if I can. You should know triangles already. I can't. I wanted to write a little more on here, but maybe I'm out of room. Oh, I know. I'm not using my pen. That's the problem. Surface area for a triangle. I don't know why it's shading everything out now. I hate it when it does that. Surface area for a triangle. Who knows what happened there? It doesn't like it when I do that. Well, surface area for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And I think that's all you need. A square is side times side. Okay, rectangle is base times length times width. So let's get started. I think we have 19 of these to do today. But that's just showing you the notes you should have before you start this test. You need to have those notes. So, geometric nets are 3-dimensional representations of solids. No, they're 2-dimensional. Those nets are 2D, not 3D. If a figure has 5 vertices, 8 edges, how many faces does it have? Well, remember our formula? V plus F. Oh, they give it to us. That makes it a lot easier. E plus 2. Okay, so 5 vertices, 5. 8 edges, 8. So now I have 5 plus F equals 10. Because 8 plus 2 is 10. Okay, and then I'm going to subtract 5. Subtract 5. So F equals 5. So there's your answer. How many faces does it have? 5. Okay, what is the volume of this square pyramid? Talking about this guy. You guys should have this formula written down. Volume of a square pyramid is 1/3 base times height. Well, I know the height is, boy, it looks like 5 centimeters there. It's hard to tell. I can't tell if that's 5 or a 15. I think it's a 5. I'm going to call it 5. We'll see if our answer matches up. And the base is going to be 9 times 9. The base of this square area here is 9 times 9. That's 81. So 1/3 times 81 times 5. So 1/3 times 81. Let's see if 3 goes into that evenly. 3 goes into 8 2 times. 3 goes into 21. 7. It does. So 27 times 5. It's 135. I'm doing all this in my head. Hopefully you guys use a calculator. And since it's a volume, it's cubed, and we're talking centimeters. So there's my answer. It's the first one. 135 centimeters cubed, and we're on to question 4. How many times larger is the new volume of a cylinder if the radius is doubled and the height remains the same? So what's our formula for volume of a cylinder? Volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So the only thing that's changing is the radius is doubled. So if this is 2, that would be 4. And then if we double it to 4, it becomes 16. So if the radius is 2, when the radius is 2, r squared is 4. When the radius is 4, r squared is 16. So going from 4 to 16, that's 4 times. So if everything else remains the same, it's going to go up 4 times. So how many times larger? 4. 4 times larger. Because 16 is 4 times larger than 4. And we're on to number 5. The cube has side lengths. The cube, all sides are the same. Of 8 inches. What's the volume? Well, I like to think I'm really good at drawing cubes. There's my cube. All sides are 8, so this is 8. This is 8. The height is 8. And so the volume is going to be 8 times 8 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64 times 8. 8 times 4 is 32. Carry a 3. 48 and 2, 51. I get 512 right here, and it's cubed because it's a cube. So it's centimeter or inches cubed. Okay. Picture the cone picture has a surface area of. Well, it's going to be the area of this circle and the area of the cone part. But I know surface area of a cone because I have that formula written down. Surface area of a cone. Took me a minute to find it. Well, the surface area of the circle part, this part, is pi r squared. Because I have that memorized. Then the surface, so pi r squared, plus the surface area of the cone part, which I don't have memorized, is pi r times the length, or 7. So pi r is going to be 6 times 7. And pi r squared, r is 6, so that's going to be pi 36. 36 pi plus 42 pi. And then we're told to use 3.14 for pi. I don't have my calculator. 36 times 3.14. I don't have my calculator, so I'm just going to do by 3. My answer is going to be wrong. I'm expecting you guys to do it right. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So 108, and then 42 times pi. If pi was 3, 6, and 1 tau, then I would add these two. So 108 plus 126, 4, 3, 2. So your answer should be a bit larger than 234. You guys, is if you actually use pi. I use this 3. You guys are supposed to use, it says to use 3.14. So yours should be a bit larger than my answer. The volume of this figure. So the volume is this, the surface area of this triangle times how long it goes for. So the surface area of a triangle, 14 by 9, surface area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. I'm going to do half of 14, and that's 7. Now I got 7 times 9, because I canceled those out. Because I did 1/2 times 14 is 7. 7 times 9 is 63. So now this is 63, and then times 18. The base times 18. Or I could have been done 9 times 18 and then 1/2 of 14. But anyway, 63 times 18, I don't know that. I'll do it right here. I don't have my calculator. Hopefully you guys are using calculators. I highly encourage it. 8 times 6 is 48 plus 2 is 50. And then I've got 3 and 6. So I'm getting 1134. And it's cubed because it's a volume, and volumes are cubed. All right, number 8, looks like we have what's the volume of the cone? Volume of a cone, we have that formula written down, so it's easy. Volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared times h. So it's the volume of the circle, pi r squared, times the height, and then multiplied by 1/3, because this volume is actually 1/3 of a normal cylinder. Because we're missing all this part. So there you have, there's the formula. What do we know? We know 12, h is 12, and r is 7, so that's going to be 49. So I got 1/3 times pi times 49 times 12, and 1/3 of 12 is 4. So the volume will be 1/3 of 12 is 4 pi times 49. Man, I'm going to have to do some math. Should have brought my calculator to school today. 4 times 9, 36. 4 times 4, 16. So I get 196 times pi. I'm just using 3 again because my brain hurts. 3 times 6 is 8, carry a 1. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 1 is 28, carry a 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1. So I get about 588. And the only thing close to that number is 615. So instead of 3, if I would have used 3.14, I would have probably came out with about 615.44. So I'm going with that answer. I'm going to review my answer real quick. 1/3 of 12 is 4. 4 times 49 is going to be about 200. Because 49 is about 50, and I got 196. That's about 200. So yeah, I like my answer. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go on to number 9. Composite figure. Let me get a little room here so I can figure this out. So I need to find the volume of this rectangle, not rectangle, rectangular prism. I never knew what a prism was until I actually started doing a lot of geometry. Okay, and that's going to be easy. That's just going to be 10 times 14 times 22. Again, I don't have my calculator, drats. I'm going to do 14 times 22 and then multiply it by 10 because I'm good at multiplying by 10. 8. 2 times 1, 2. Placeholder. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 2, 2. 8. 10, carry a 1. 308 times 10. Boom. The volume of this rectangular part is 3,080. Okay, now we got to do the volume of this, and it'll just be 1/2 14 times 14. That's the triangle. Surface area of the triangle times the length, 22. So 1/2 surface area of a triangle, 1/2 14 times 14. Or some of you might say 14 squared, but what I'm going to do is half of 14 is 7. So now I have 7 times 14. And I don't know that, so I'm going to do it right here. 28, carry a 2. 7 times 1 is 9, plus 2 is, 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9. So 98, that's 98. Now I got to do 98 times 22. Woo! A lot of math. 8 times 2, 6, carry a 1. 9 times 2 is 18, 19. And placeholder, 2 times 8, 16. Carry a 1. 2 times 9 is 18 plus. So I get 6. 5, carry a 1. 11, carry a 1. 2,156 plus 3,080. 6, 3, 2, 5. Hopefully that's an answer choice. 5,236. 5,236. They don't give us any answer choices. I'm going with that. Where is my pen? So I think they wanted to know a volume. So I'm going to say 5,236. Whatever units we're in, or what are we in here? Inches? What's the volume? Inches cubed. Where's my pen, please? Somebody help me. There it is. Now my computer's frozen, but now it's unfrozen. Inches cubed. There's the answer. And we're up to number 10. Finish this, we'll be over halfway. We're not halfway yet. At some point during this question, we'll hit the halfway point. So what's the surface area of a sphere with a radius of 12? Well, we have the surface area of a sphere written down in our notes. Surface area of a sphere, 4 times pi r. Not squared. Yeah, it is squared, actually. Surface area of a sphere. Okay. This is 4 times surface area of a circle. Okay, that's easy to remember. So now, man, I picked the wrong day not to bring a calculator. So 4 times pi times r squared. 12 squared is 144. Man, I'm going to have to do math. A lot of math. My little brain is hurting. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1 is 17. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. Now, again, I'm going to do a shortcut. I'm going to estimate, so I'm just using 3 for pi. Hopefully you guys use your calculator and you use 3.14 as you're instructed to do. So 3 times 6 is 8. Carry a 1. 3 times 7 is 21 plus 1 is 22. Carry a 2. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2 is 17. So I'm looking for a number that's pretty close to 1728, but a little bit bigger. No, no, no. Yeah. There we go. And on to a cylinder question. Well, maybe. It looks like oh man. All I want to do is get to question number. Are we on 11 already? I'm drinking a little coffee. It's not good for you. It stunts your growth. I think that's what they say. Oh, let's see. What is the slant height of a square pyramid? that has a surface area. So we know the formula. Stop my computer. Okay, we know the formula for surface area of a square pyramid, and that is surface area equals square pyramid. Hold please. It's 2 times L times then slant height L. So I'll put I put a sub S there. Plus L length squared. So let's fill in what we know, because they want to know slant height. They want to know this, and they tell us surface area is 336. So I got 336 equals 2 times length 12. 2 times 12 times slant height plus L squared 144. Yeah. And 2 times 12, that's 24. So now I have 36. Now 336 equals 24 LS slant height plus 144. So to get this, solve for this, I need to get it by itself. So first thing I'm going to do is subtract 144 from each side. And those go away. Subtract minus 144. 2, borrow, 13 minus 4, 9, and this became a 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So now I have 192 equals 24 slant height. So I got to divide, whoop, whoop, divide. So 24 divided into 192. 24 goes into 192. What do we say? I'm going to try 7 times. 7 times 4 is 8 times. 8. Yeah, let's try 8. 24 times 8 is 2, carry a 3. 8 times 2, 16 plus 3. Nice. Check it out. Bingo. Okay, so, we just figured out, the answer. The slant height equals 8. Hopefully you guys figured that out too, because we are solving, where's my pen? There it is. We're solving for that guy. Slant height, 8. And guess what? We're at a cylinder. And I think we're down to our last couple questions. Got to do 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. This one, what's the volume of the cylinder shown? So, volume of a cylinder, I always like that. I think they're easy. If I can get my pen. There it is. Volume of a cylinder. It's just the surface area times the height. The surface area of the circle, pi r squared, times the height. Okay, so 18, r is 11, r squared would be 121. 11 times 11 is 121, and pi is pi. And we're supposed to use 3.14. I'm using 3 today because I don't have my calculator. So I still don't know. I'm going to do 121 times 18. To start, 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is, because I carried 1. 8 and 1 is 9. And then 1 placeholder. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. And I get 8, 7, 9 and 2 is 11, carry a 1. I get 2,178. I'm going to multiply that by 3. I should be multiplying by 3.14, but I'm doing by 3 because I'm just getting approximate answers here. So 24, carry a 2. 21 and 2 is 23, carry a 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6. So I get 6,500, but if I multiply it instead of by 3 by 3.14, I might get 6,838.92. And it's a volume, so it's cubed. All right, easy question now. The composite figure shown is made up of half a sphere, this, and a cylinder. All right, cylinder. That's what I'm talking about. Now we have to do question 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. What is the volume of a sphere if the radius is 3? Okay, well, hopefully you guys wrote down volume of a sphere. Volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Easy enough, and r is 3, so 3 cubed, so 4/3 pi 3 cubed. 3 cubed. It is not 9. It is 27. So I have 4/3 pi 27. So 4 times 27 divided by 3. I'm going to go 27 divided by 3 and get 9. So now I have 4 times 9 times pi. So 36 pi. And pi is about 3. So 3 times 36. 8. Carry a 1. I get 108, but I should be doing it by 3.14. So it's going to be just a little bit bigger. 113.4. And now I'm done with pi for a little bit because it basically, if it's round, I'm using pi, but this thing is not round. This is what I like to call a rectangular prism. It's not square. It's a rectangle. And what's the surface area? So it's got a front and a back, a top and a bottom, and a side and a side. And they're all the same. The front's the same as the back. The surface area of the front's the same as the surface area of the back. The surface area of the top's the same as the surface area of the bottom. And the two sides are the same. So let's do the front and back. The front is, there's a front and a back, so 2 times 7 by 21. 7 times 7 by 20. 7 times 20 is 140. So there's the surface area of the front and back. Now, let's do the sides. There's 2 of them. Each side is 15 by 20. 15 times 20 is 300. Doing all this in my head. Okay. And there's a top and bottom. The top, what is that? 15 by 7. So there's a top and a bottom, and they're 15 by 7. I can't do that one in my head. Darn it. 7 times 5, 35. Carry a 3. 7 times 1, 7 plus 3. It's 105. So there's my answer. 2 times 140 is 280. That has doubled it. 2 times 300, 600. And 2 times 105 is 210. Now I add up all those numbers, and I get 2, 8, 10. I get 1,090. 1,090. And it's in inches squared because area is 2-dimensional. There's my answer. Okay, the length, width, and height of a rectangular prism. Triple. What'll happen to the volume? Well, volume for a prism, rectangular, it's just those 3 multiplied together, and if they were all 1, 1, 1, and they changed to 3, 3, if they are 1 by 1 by 1, the volume would be 1. If they increased by 3, they'd be 3 by 3 by 3, and the volume would be 9. Going from 1 to 9 is 9 times. All right, you good with that? We got 3 to go. 17 just left the screen, but guess what? It's coming back. And they want to know the surface area of this. Like if I was going to paint this tent, okay, I've got 2 triangles, and the surface area of each triangle, well, my computer's taking a break right now. So no, still taking a break. I'm going to grab a drink of coffee. Computer's back, I'm back. Surface area. We've got those triangles. What's the surface area of the front and back? Well, it's going to be 1/2 base times height. Whoop. 1/2 base times height is 48. And there's a front and a back, so we got to multiply that by 2. And we end up with 96. Okay. Now we got to do this side, and this is the same as this other side. So this is 150. So the other side there's 150. So that's 300. So we got 96 plus 300. And then we got a bottom. That's 12 by 15. 12 by 15. Let's see. 0, carry a 1, 5, 6. Placeholder, 2, 1, 180. So now I add all 3 of those together. 96, 300, and 180. So 300 and 180 is 480, and 96. My answer is going to end in 6, so I just know it's got to be this one. Yes. Okay. Now we're at 2 to go. And there's that figure we saw earlier, and we didn't have to do any math. We just had to figure out that it was composed of, I got to go up a little. Come on. Don't get all finicky on me now. That's good enough. Okay. It's composed of a half a sphere and a cylinder. What's the surface area? And I lost my pen. Man, right when I started thinking we were making really good time. Come on. Gotta go up here. Gotta hit ink tool, pen. Okay. There it is. My pen's back somewhere. Alright. So surface area, so we have this cylinder, and we know the volume of a cylinder is just we got a bottom, but we don't have a top. So we just have the bottom, and that's pi r squared. Pi r squared. And we got the side, which is this circumference times the height. Circumference is 2r, pi 2r. Circumference, yeah, pi 2r times height. Pi 2r times the height. So there, that part's done, and then half a sphere. And the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Okay, so it looks like we got to put a 7 here, and it looks like the radius for the sphere is 8, so that'll be that r will be 8 everywhere. And now we just have to do the math. So pi r squared will be 64 plus 2 times 8 times 7. 8 times 7 is 56 times 2 is 112. So pi 112 plus 4 times r squared. So 64. R squared is 64 times 4. Got to go up here. 64 times 4. is 6, carry a 1, 24, 25, 256 pi. 256 pi. So now I got to do multiplication of all these by pi. Oh man, so 60, I'm going to use 3 again instead of 3.14, which you guys are using, and maybe you guys got calculators, have calculators. 4 times 3 is 2, carry a 1, 18, 19. Whoops, 19. Okay, that's this part. And 112 times pi. 6, 3, 3. That's that part. I'll put a plus sign. And 256 times 3, 8. Carry a 1, 15, 16. Carry a 1, 6, 7. And then I have to add all those up. 200, that's about 200. That's about 1,000. So 12. It'll be a little bigger than 12,000. This is the only answer it could be, because it's bigger than 1,100. So that's me using estimation. Hopefully you guys are calculating the answer yourself. And guess what? We're on our last one. Woo! And it's off the screen. It's still on my screen, but it's off your screen. There it is. What's the figure's surface area? Well, first, what's the figure? It's a cylinder. And this cylinder's got a top, it's got a bottom, and it's got this side. And the top and bottom, so they're the same. So 2 times pi r squared. Okay, and it's got a side, and this is, if I just cut this right along here, it would be a rectangle. And it's 12 by, well, that's going to be by the circumference. So 12 times, circumference is 2 times r times pi. All right, so let's do this one, because 2 times 5 is 10, times 12 is 120. I knew that would be easy, times pi. And this one, r is 5, 25 times 2 is 50 pi. 50 pi. So I got 125, 50 pi. I'm using 3 again because I don't have a calculator. Have I told you guys that? 150 plus 3 times 120, 360 equals 4, 5, 10. So my answer is going to be a bit bigger than 510, and it's a surface area, so it's going to be centimeters squared. And it's bigger than 510. There you go. You guys, we did it. Good job. Hopefully this helps you on the tests.